Ooh, this feels weird. I haven't sat in this in forever. Hey guys, today we are finally doing the video that I promised you many months ago. Very sorry for that. I got my new wheelchair and we're gonna compare it to my old wheelchair, why I picked these things, and the differences between both. So my old wheelchair is the Quickie Nitrum. My old chair is the Quickie Nitrum, and this chair is the RGK Sub 4. So these are two custom-made wheelchairs for me, different times of my amputation journey. This one was made about 2.5 years post-amputation. It was my second custom wheelchair, and this is my newest one made at about 5.5 years post-amputation. The biggest difference and the biggest thing I was looking for was weight. The Sub 4 is called the Sub 4 because it is literally 4 kilos, 8.8 pounds. And the Quickie Nitrum, which is still lighter than the average hospital wheelchair, is, oh my god, it's so much heavier. I forgot how much heavier that wheelchair is. I want to say it's close to about 15 pounds. I don't remember the exact dynamics. But a big portion of the weight comes from the material that the frame is made out of, as well as some of the extra components. Another really big difference that I didn't see until I just saw my wheelchairs next to each other, the RGK sits a little bit lower. But not only do I sit lower, but my feet are actually lower to the ground. If you look at this one, it's probably an extra, 2 inches higher, and then so is the foot plate. Another difference is the foldable footrest. So the foldable footrest, some amputees love it because when I'm rolling around, this is fine. But sometimes if I'm in a situation where I'm maybe holding things in my hand, since I have a leg, some amputees will crawl with their foot, and it just gives you another option of movement in your wheelchair. I realized I never used this feature, and I just didn't think it was important. And the more movable features you have, the heavier it is. Every ounce counts when it comes to these things. So, the sides are also different. These wheels are actually very similar. These are both Spinergies. I don't know if I got a different one or not. They feel about the same. They both have air tubes in them, kind of like a bike. But the big difference for this one was the hand rim. This is a classic round hand rim. This is what, I didn't even know there was other hand rims when I first got this wheelchair. I was just like, yeah, give me whatever you got. This one is ergonomic, I believe. So if you actually look at it, it's almost more of a like rounded triangle shape instead of being round. And this just gives you a much better grip and fits to your hand a lot better. The distance from my palm of my hand to my fingers is actually a little bit closer on this one. I don't really know why we did that. A lot of these specs, because I'm only a part-time user, I took from RGK when I was doing the measurements. So I don't know everything, but the wheels are actually very similar, just the hand grip's different. Another really big thing that was important to me was these side guards. So the side guards go on the side of your wheelchair. These ones come out. And I thought, oh, I travel a lot, I travel with my wheelchair, it would be so nice to have these taken out. There's really no reason to get them taken out. Again, you're putting more weight on because you have this removable piece, and I would lose them sometimes, or I'd throw them in a backpack and I wouldn't know where they go. These ones are made out of carbon fiber, they're very light, and they're stuck on there, so I don't have to worry about an airplane losing them, and I don't have to worry about me losing them. So when we talk about the dump is when I'm sitting here, how far back my butt kind of goes down. So if you look at how I'm sitting here, I'm sitting pretty upright to this one. I actually am sitting a little bit more at a downward slope. I don't know why we did that, but it is very comfortable and it fits to my body very well. Now when we go to the back of the wheelchair, turn around. The biggest difference here is the handles. I don't have handles on this one, I have handles on this one. This one actually has a button right about here. You can push them down. You can't go very far because they have all these extra feet, or you can't push them down too far because they have all these extra mechanics here. But I got handles on this one. Again, this is my second wheelchair I got because there were a couple times where I'd be
somewhere and I'm like, man, I wish somebody could push me, whether it's uphill, whether my arms got tired, whether my hands got really cold, like in the winter pushing, your hands get really cold. And I was like, I wish somebody could push me. And then I realized people love to grab your chair without you asking. People think they're being so helpful. And I understand the sentiment, but please, 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 do not touch somebody's wheelchair unless they specifically ask you for it. You may think you're being helpful, you're probably not. That being said, I didn't want that on this chair. I didn't need handrails, and in the 1 or 2 occasions in a year that I might want somebody to push my wheelchair, they can actually push at the frame, which is not the most comfortable for them. It's actually kind of comfortable when they're going uphill though because of the slope, or they can actually push on my shoulders. But I don't need somebody to push me that often, so to me this wasn't a big deal to get rid of the hand grips. For some people this is really important, keep them if you can. I didn't like them. You will also notice that I have a very low back. Because I'm an amputee and not a spinal cord injury, I do have a core still. I can sit up on my own, so I don't need a high back to support me. And a big reason I do this is when I load it into my car, I don't have to lay the seat back. This one actually also has the ability, oh, I take off the sidebars, I forgot about this. Has the ability to lay the back down, which is cool, but if my back's low enough, I don't need to lay the back down anyways. So, again, more moving pieces that one can break. Speaking of, I don't know how to get this up. There it goes, it was stuck. More moving pieces mean more things that can break and added weight. The brakes on this one are plastic. The plastic ones work, they stop you where you're at, but you can kind of still push through them. Whereas this guy, you really have a hard time pushing through if the brakes are down. These are, I think, made of aluminum. They feel kind of heavy, but not too bad. When I'm in my wheelchair, about 90% of the time, I'm not wearing my leg. And so to counterbalance, I will actually cross over my foot. But to also help with that, I narrow in this frame right here. It's on both wheelchairs, and if you have 2 legs, you may want it a little bit wider, but I like how it looks tapered in like this. Some of the last things I got. So this is the J cushion. And this one, I believe, I haven't looked at it really. It has an inflatable air piece. Nice thing about both of these covers is you can take them off and throw them into the washing machine. But this, I don't even know what this is. It's kind of, it feels like gel. I'm sure somebody in the comments probably knows about this more than me. But it feels like a foam chair or foam cushion, and then it has this gel, which makes it really comfortable to sit in. Also, the seat cushion has a little pocket in the front that you can carry snacks, because that's what I carry. And then this cushion, it's actually an aftermake. I think I have the wrong case on just another cushion that I had that I liked. But this one, I think, is the egg crate. I can't take you out. It says air, but this is not the air cushion. Yeah, so you can see it's kind of like an egg crate, which I think was comfortable. It lasted me for years. Did what it needed to do. And then I don't think I actually need this cushion on here, but it has Velcro on it to keep it attached to my chair. So that's how we do that. So the last thing we're going to talk about is the caster wheels. The caster wheels are these little wheels in the front. If you look at them, this one is actually a little bit smaller than this one. The material is also a little bit different. This one feels very slick, and this one is more like rubber, it feels like. I also stripped the screw on this one, so I can't clean the hair behind there, but these ones I think are just better built overall. They both look very similar. These ones rotate a lot easier. I'm not sure why, but those ones are kind of stuck. I don't know if it's just how the wheelchair's built. Yeah, these ones kind of stuck, and these ones kind of levitate a little bit more. So doing this, I think, helps me get over bumps and cracks a lot easier. Overall, both these chairs are really great. I don't know the price point between the two. I'm sure you can look it up and ask your provider. But overall, I was a Quickie fan for the longest time. I do love my RGK. This is not a bad chair by any means, and anytime I have old chairs, I do give them to my friends who can't afford them. But
This chair was a very good chair, a very good choice, and I can do a wheelie with one hand. What? Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned a lot. If you have any more questions about my wheelchairs, leave a comment below and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. I hope you guys enjoyed me comparing two wheelchairs, so